Hello and welcome back to the Sunday Edit podcast. I'm Maggie and I am here with my co-host Faith.
Hi.
And today we are talking about the pressures of social media, which is pretty exciting. Holly wrote in and DM'd us and asked us to talk about this. So we're really excited to dive into this topic.
Yeah. So the question is this, how to stop comparing yourself to others, especially on social media, not only on the subject of appearance, but also happiness, success, friends, etc. Just everything in life in general. That's the question.
That is a loaded question.
Right. But first, I kind of want to hear about like you joining social media because I wasn't really friends with you during like the start, I feel like, of the social media era. So
Yeah, that's
tell
true.
me your story.
I don't really remember when I got Instagram, but I remember it being a really big deal because I think I couldn't get it for a long time. And then I think my parents will finally like let me have it. And I love Instagram. Well, I have a love-hate relationship with it, as I think probably everybody does.
Yeah.
But it's I used to, when I first started out, it was definitely a creative outlet for me that I just used for pictures. I mean, obviously that's really was the intent, I think, of Instagram. And so that's really what I did. And I remember actually going back and looking at all my past photos. I have the white border. Did you do that?
Yes. Oh, and why did we do this?
Why did we do that?
It was like an aesthetic trend.
Yeah. It was not
Dude,
it.
It's so bad.
Yeah, that was great.
I could definitely see your Instagram being like with the Instagram like aesthetic trends, like with the white borders or this certain filter. Like I can totally see your page being like that.
Yep, I definitely try to keep up with the trends. I try to be one of the cool ones for sure. And then about, I don't know, maybe like a couple years now, I've actually really started using Instagram and social media as a tool and a brand, like branding myself and to make money, to have relationships with different fashion brands or makeup or skincare or whatever it is. And so my content has changed a lot, especially as just I've grown up and really figured out my niche of my audience and what I'm passionate about too. But also and I only have Instagram. I have Be Real now because, I got to keep it real.
Right.
Actually, no. Okay. Well, I technically do have TikTok also, but I only use it for brand
You don't
deals.
use it regularly to like.
No, I don't know how to. It's really stressful to me.
Yeah.
No, like for real though. I feel like I'm old.
Honestly, I felt the same. I got TikTok in 2020 because I didn't have Instagram at the time, and I'll go through my story in a second.
Yeah.
But I got TikTok because I was like, oh, I don't have Instagram. And it's hilarious because there's all these TikToks of like millennials trying to use TikTok versus like Gen Z.
Oh,
and I
my
totally
goodness.
felt that. I was like, I feel like I'm 50 trying to wear skinny jeans or something. Like you're just trying to stay hip.
Yep.
You're trying to stay fresh, but you stick out. And that's how I felt in the
no.
beginning. Now I just use it for like comedic relief. I don't even try to post. I'm like, no. People are way more like talented and genius than I am to post.
Stop.
I know that was a little self-deflating, but it's not what I meant. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I'll leave that platform to the youngsters.
Yeah, I get it. And what about you? What's kind of been your journey with it?
Oh my gosh, I was thinking about this earlier. I totally remember getting Instagram. Okay, so this is so crazy. I knew one of the first famous Instagrammers. And this was when I feel like Facebook was still a thing, probably MySpace, but there was it wasn't a For You page. It was the popular page. Do you remember the popular page on Instagram?
Yeah.
And the popular page was the pictures that had the most likes would go onto the popular page. I think that was the algorithm.
Okay.
And so one of my friends who like took her Tumblr girl era to Instagram, she was on the popular page like literally religiously. And that's when I was like, what is this platform? Like, I shall get on it. And I remember getting it probably my sophomore year of high school. And one of my, I would post pictures of my chicken nuggets.
Oh, you have to. Yes.
Yes, post a picture of my nuggets with a filter, an intense filter. I did all your usual basic Instagram stuff. So Facebook, it was super fun for me. I don't remember feeling stressed. I don't remember feeling like pressured or because I don't think it was big enough yet where you had the amount of content you have now to look at, if that makes sense.
Wait, did you say Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Instagram. Okay.
Yeah. So, there wasn't much to compare to, but definitely when I got older and, just Instagram became more popular, I think I started feeling that pressure of being like aesthetically pleasing or, having my page have a theme or whatever. And that's not my jive. That's not how my brain thinks. I don't think an aesthetic like ways.
Yeah.
Like I just bought a bookshelf. Totally off topic. I just bought an IKEA bookshelf.
Wow, that's very adult of you.
Right. Because I had too many books. That is a proud problem for me.
Yeah.
And my mom is very aesthetic. She's like, oh my gosh, Faith, you can like put a plant on this shelf and pictures of your friends on this shelf. And I'm like, oh my God, I see a bookshelf. Like, I do not see some like design aesthetic like happening.
Yeah.
And I've been meaning, honestly, the bookshelf does not look great. So I do need to spruce it up.
You need to step it up.
Right. But just saying in general life terms, and the fact that I'm in fashion school probably is laughable. I mean, but
Surprising,
anyways,
I think.
surprising.
Yeah.
But yeah, my brain just doesn't think aesthetically. So long story short, I felt super anxious, very pressured. Not pressured. It wasn't like people were telling me anything. It was I felt pressured to keep up with my friends who were having like thousands of likes. And I responded to the pressure by completely deleting my account. I was like, sayonara, folks. I was like, you're not going to see me at all. So I deleted my page. I didn't really think I had intention of getting it back. So I did that in 2018 and up until 2020, I didn't have Instagram. And it was nice. I think I'd post photos on Facebook. I was that girl. I was like,
yeah, you were there.
I was that young one on Facebook. I was fine with it. I like used it as like a photo album. Like, if you want to see embarrassing photos of me, go to my Facebook. They're all there. And then in 2020, yeah, just got it back. I wanted to be connected to my friends. Everyone was at home doing fun stuff, weird stuff, anything really. So I just got it back to stay connected, and I think I felt like I had grown enough to handle the pressure again. That makes sense.
Yeah. I remember when you got rid of it, and I was really sad because I couldn't like send you anything. We like couldn't bond over social media, I think.
Because that's
like,
how
I couldn't like tag you in the photos or anything like that. And that made me sad.
Well, a great foundation. Oh, I wouldn't say foundation, but kind of like a foundational moments of our friendship is when you and I would sit on the stairs together at the house in Huntington, and we would just watch videos and laugh so hard. Do you remember that?
Yes.
That was amazing. I feel like social media in a way was like a way we communicated. Funny videos, like,
yes,
inside jokes with memes and stuff. So
right.
Well, I'm sorry I hurt you.
I mean, it's okay. You were going through something. You had to figure it out.
I know.
You had to go there. That's okay. I've never deleted social media, but I've blocked people
Same.
and I've muted people
Hmm.
and I gave myself on your phone, you can give yourself like a time limit,
Hmm.
which to this day I still have, and it's for 1 minute. I set it for 1 minute, and then you like stop it, and it gives you the option to stop for the whole day. And it's just like, why do I even have it on there? Because then I
Exactly.
just push like, yeah, for the whole day, I'm gonna be on it. Thank you. Um, but so yeah, I never got to the point where I deleted social media, but I have had to like unfollow certain people or block them just for like my own mental health, I guess, my own heart and stuff.
Yeah. So, getting to the question, how do you stop comparing yourself to others on social media, encapsulating all parts of life? How do you do that? Like when you felt like you were comparing yourself to someone's success or appearance, like what did you feel, I guess, and how did what did you do to, change that?
I think something that I really try to really keep on the forefront of my mind is instead of comparing, learning to be inspired by people.
Mm.
And so when I look at content creators, because I do use my business as a brand, and so when I look at other content creators and how, quote unquote successful they are, I just basically start looking at, okay, what are they doing? How are they becoming successful? And really getting inspired by, and not copying their content, but maybe mimicking them and turning it into my own kind of stuff. And realizing also that, so much of social media is fake. And I know for my own account, it is 100% curated. It's not like my everyday, real, raw life because I do live for the aesthetics and that's where my brain goes. And so I'll post something that happened months ago or, whatever it is. And so I always have to keep in mind that social media is not real for the most part. Obviously, there are real moments of it for sure. But I think for the most part, people seek out what, the vibe or the aesthetic or this and that. And I really have to just remember, I have to remember that and not get caught up in jealousy or comparing myself, and instead just getting inspired by other people and having that motivate me to really push myself, I guess, to create more, create better, create things that bring me joy.
Yeah.
I think that would be a practical way that I do it. What about you?
For me, I have absolutely struggled with comparison on social media. Like I stated before, I mean, and even recently, I would say like last year a lot, even up to like a brief moment last week. So I think it's something that I'll say I, because I can't speak for everyone, but it's something I may deal with in cycles or occasionally. But I have I think enough tools, like practically and emotionally, to get through it. And two, I have people in my life. So I'll go back to last year. I struggled so much with social media and seeing people post. And to me, I'm like, I would take it for face value. If somebody is smiling in their photo, I'm like, oh my gosh, they are so happy. Like, and I was just so sad because maybe I wasn't in that space, or oh my gosh, they are on this great vacation. I'm using very like basic examples, but stuff like that. And I would take it for face value. But we all know that that's not true. Like someone can be on a gorgeous vacation and still be
And like
depressed.
hating their life. Yeah.
Right. Literally, they could be
Yeah.
depressed. They could be fighting with their family the entire trip. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's like, really, photos don't share the whole picture. And I think that's what I've been trying to tell myself in this last year. And it's also what my friends have told me. It's like, Faith, like these pictures on social media, like they're not sharing the full picture. And I think as people, we want to know everything, right? It's like we have this desire to know. And I think for me, settling with the fact that there's unknown, like, okay, this is a photo of you and your friends and you're smiling, that's not the full picture. And I'm okay with that. No, does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that just reminded me, because one of my friends, she went to, I think, Mexico, and with some of her other friends that was not me. And I remember getting jealous. I was like, oh my goodness, like she looks like she's just having like a blast and just like so much fun, and I'm not there. And then I kind of get spiraled, like, are we even as close as I thought we were? And then she comes back and she tells me how the trip actually was. And she was like, no, there was drama. They're like, this happened and this happened and this was said and this wasn't said. And I was like, what? But you looked like you had so much fun. Like you looked like you were having the time of your life.
Right.
And I was jealous because it wasn't with me and I wasn't there. And then come to find out it wasn't what I thought it was.
Right. 100%. And so that's a big lesson I learned last year. And then even our more recent example, I think it was like last week or a week and a half ago, was just seeing a lot of friends post like achievements, I guess, or like maybe accomplished like dreams or something. And I feel like that's a space that I'm in currently, is like, okay, like I feel like we're all in that space. How am I going to accomplish my dreams? Like, what am I doing and how can I move forward? Like, we're all there. We're all in that headspace. And instead of seeing my friends and their accomplishments and achieving their dreams, instead of celebrating that and being completely okay with where I was like, the other woe is me type thing. I was just looking at them like, man, look at them go. Look at them accomplishing their dreams and just where am I? And, just having this whole internal conversation, like berating myself basically. And, yeah, it was bad. I remember I went through like a whole work day, just super not there mentally. I was still just reeling over the things I saw on social media and just asking myself a lot of questions. Like, I think I was asking like, well, if I did this last year, maybe I would have been there. You know what I'm saying? Like you almost like try and revisit the past. Like, well, maybe if I made that decision, then I could be where they're at today.
Right. Yeah.
And let me tell you, that doesn't do anything. Like it just doesn't do anything for you. For me at least.
Oh yeah, like if I had gone to college sooner, or if I had,
that's a good one.
Yeah, right. Because we are both actually, I haven't started school yet, but I'm starting for the first time in January, and you are in the midst of it right now.
Yeah, right.
But you're a bit older. You didn't go straight from high school doing it.
Yeah, I remember the year all of my friends graduated from college, and it wasn't even on my radar. I was like, college, who's that? And I was like, man, I could have been done with them and go on to other things. But I am now comfortable and confident in the fact that we all have our own journeys with school, with life. And I think this ties into social media and comparing yourselves is being settled with this fact that we all have our own journeys. Your success at 15 may be my success at 30. And that's okay. Like, that's my story. That's your story. This is our story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And And I think that is a fact I've had to get comfortable with in terms of, the particular part of the question where it was comparing success on social
Yeah.
media. Maybe I'm not there yet. Maybe my story is going to look a little different. And honestly, for me, I get excited about that because I love sharing stories. So for
Yeah.
me, I think, oh my God, 5 years down the line, I'm going to share this super cool story about how I started school in 2021, mid pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always think I love the story to tell behind like life stuff like that.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. And just realizing, it's like, it's all a process.
Mhm.
And we, a lot of times people will post on social media. Again, it's like it's the highlight reel, right? So they post the success, but they didn't post the process on how they got there. And so I think a lot of times, I know for me, like I want what they have, but I have no idea what they went through to get where they are. And so realizing that, and oftentimes once you find out actually what they went through, at least for me, I'm like, oh, maybe I like don't want that.
Right.
I'm kind of like, never mind. That's okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of work,
Sounds
actually.
like a lot of work. Yeah. So it's fine.
So for you, what are some like practicals and some like mental health steps that you've taken, like when it comes to comparing on social media?
Well, I think that you have to learn, or you have to realize where you're getting your validation from. And I don't know if validation is the right word, but it might be. But it, like where, if you are getting your validation from how many likes and comments that you get, that's a very big problem. And it's funny because now they have the hide your like count on Instagram, and I 100% hide it. 100%.
Same. Because I cop to that. I so cop to that too.
Because also I think there's several reasons why I do it. Number one, it doesn't matter about the number. Like at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. And so I don't want to see it. Number two, I can get insecure if it's a low number, and that's why I don't want to see it. So it's either super awesome or super depressing. And so both times I'm just kind of like, you know what? It doesn't matter. It's fine. I'm going to hide it. And I don't think I've ever done this, but I've heard a lot of my friends do this, and I've been tempted to, where you delete something because it didn't get enough comments or likes or something like that. And that just sucks, because it's just like, that's the enemy just robbing you of being able to share your life and what you thought was amazing. And just because, you get 2 likes on something, who cares? It's 2 likes. That's like, think about it like this. Like, that's 2 people coming up to you and talking to you about whatever you posted. Like, oh my goodness, that was amazing. I really like that. And that's really cool, I think.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm there. I don't know if I got 2 likes. If I'd probably hide them, number one.
Yeah.
But that is a very, that stance takes a lot of like self-awareness and comfortability in yourself, knowing that what you were saying, your validation doesn't come from Instagram. In your brain, this is a great photo and it's out in the world for the world to see, whether it gets likes or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I definitely take practical steps. So I've definitely muted people's stories. I've blocked people. And the funny thing about blocking is I used to feel that it was like so rude, or I don't know. I feel like it's just like a strong thing to do when you block someone.
It's like so aggressive.
And I feel like more so like people think it's supposed to like send a message to the other person. You're blocked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for me, it's more so for my mental health because I am a stalker. It literally, I swear to you, I block people so I will stop like searching them or
Yes.
seeing them. And I'm like putting myself on blast, but it's the truth. And if you need to take that and do the same thing, do it. And, nobody has yet come up to me and be like, oh my God, I'm so offended you blocked me.
Right. Well,
Because genuinely, they probably don't know
they
I'm
don't know.
stalking. They don't know. They don't know I was stalking them, but it's fine.
You're like, actually, if you're blocked, it's a compliment.
Right. You should say thank you. Thank you, Faith, for blocking me. But I mute people, I block people. I've deleted Instagram, deleted the app, whatever you got to do. And then steps for my mental health is, I think I always try to ask myself questions. Like if something makes me uncomfortable or if I see something and I feel that ping of comparison, I'm like, whoa, what about this? What am I comparing here? Why am I comparing that? Like, let's just take my smiling friends, for example. Totally make believe situation, right? But if I see my smiley friends on Instagram and I'm comparing to my current state and maybe I'm not feeling that great about myself, I say, well, Faith, like that's not the full picture. They're human too. Okay. They don't have good days too. And maybe they're not having a good day and they just chose to post the picture so they would feel better. You know what I'm saying? And really just trying to humanize them and me. And I think everyone has their own journey with taking steps towards not comparing on Instagram because everyone has different struggles. Like comparison looks different like for me than to you because you mostly use the platform for content creation. I use it just as you're a basic Instagrammer. So like our comparison is different and we look for different things. So I think if I were to give any advice, it would just be to like take some steps to become self-aware. What are you comparing? Why? Is there something you don't like about yourself? Like this is where it gets hard and where it gets ugly, right? It's like you're going to start to admit some things that you've never admitted before.
Right.
Like, oh yeah, I actually really don't like this about me or, XYZ. But it's such a crucial journey, self-awareness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. I feel like I've been on a self-awareness journey for the past, I would say like 2021, 22, for the past 3 years. I feel like brutal. So flash warning, it's brutal. It's not glamorous, but it's so helpful. And it has made me a stronger and a better person, like my mental health, for my family, for my friends. So highly encourage it.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I feel like those are some of the ways I've combated like comparison on social media.
I love that. I actually, I hope my mom doesn't kill me for saying this, but I blocked her.
Oh my God. Margaret.
I did. I blocked her. She's still blocked.
Does she know?
Oh yeah. We've talked about it.
How? Well, do you live in the same household?
Yeah, I live with my parents. I live with my family. And I don't know, by now it's probably been like a month since I blocked her on Instagram. And the reason though is because she always makes fun of me and she makes fun of my content. And I'm just like, ugh, like stop it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? Fine. If you want to make fun of me, then I'm going to block you. And that's what I did. And it is like, it's all in good jokes. Like we have like, our relationship is great.
Right.
Like hopefully she's laughing about this when she listens to this, but and I will unblock her. Honestly, I should have like a long time ago. I'm just like lazy about it, and I just kind of forget. Maybe I'll do it right after this. But yeah, I actually did block my own mother. It's great.
That's very inspiring. Literally, if I did that to my mother, there would be like the SWAT team like at my door. I'd be sent into like, what is it, like intense interrogation or something?
Oof. Yeah, maybe don't do that.
Right. I won't.
Scary.
It's scary. It's just you don't even want to think about going down that path.
Yeah. Right. Dang.
Yeah, but I think all in all, it's going to be a journey for everyone, and I'm sure we'll still walk through it. But something that you said to me before we recorded the podcast, Maggie, is that have fun. That was like my favorite thing that you said is like at the end of the day, social media is meant to be fun and to post what you want to post, create what you want to create, express your ideas and your vision and your opinion, you know, because that's what the platform is here for.
Yeah. And it's your own little corner of the world, you know, so you can make it yours. And it doesn't matter if anybody else likes it or whatever. It's your own space. And so, yeah, have so much fun with it. If you're not aesthetic, perfect. If you are, great. Like, make it however you want to make it. Make money, great. If you want to just do it for fun, that's awesome. And yeah, I think just shrug the pressure off of social media because it is supposed to be fun. And the second that you start getting so much pressure from it, I think is just when you should take a step back and realign and like figure out, okay, why am I on social media? Like, what is my why behind this? And if I'm not having fun, okay, let's have some self-reflection and why is that? And then get back on track to having fun and to figuring out what you love to do on there. Because it's a journey, it's a process. And also you're constantly learning and changing. Yeah. So,
yes.
It's great.
Yes and amen, sister.
Yes and amen. Well, I think we pretty much covered that whole question.
Yeah, that was good.
That was great. Well, if you have any more topics that you want to hear, then DM us on Instagram at thesunday.edit, and we would love to talk to you about whatever it is that you want to hear. And we put these out monthly, so keep a lookout for next month's podcast.
Yes, ma'am. I love when people come up to me and ask me things. Like, I've had a few people come up to me and be like, oh, like, can you talk about this topic? And I'm like, you listen?
That's amazing. I think that's maybe, I guess that's happened to me, like for my close friends, but yeah. And what did they say to you?
That was
so fun.
Wasn't that so cute?
Yeah.
So my friend and her boyfriend came into my work to do some shopping. And as I was ringing them up, what did he say? He was like, so, like, how's my favorite podcaster doing? And I was like, oh my God. Like,
that's
stop
so sweet.
it. It was so cute. It was like, didn't know that's what I needed to hear today.
Yeah. I needed to hear that from you. I needed to hear your story. It's so great.
Yes. It's like encouragement to both of us.
Yeah, I receive it.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited to continue our conversations next week and hope everyone has a great rest of their October. Do some fall things. Okay.
Oh, yes. It's sweater weather. It's sweater weather.
Yes. Well, it was 90 here in the Bay Area.
Oh,
right.
That's
not
tough.
sweater weather. But I'm in my fall girl vibe era.
What is your fall girl vibe? Like, if you could do top 3 things that's like has to do with your ideal fall situation, what would it be?
Lots of things involving pumpkins.
Okay.
Like pumpkin drinks, pumpkin dessert, like pumpkin patches, all things
the
pumpkin. Definitely sweater weather. I love cozy, comfy. I love Halloween movies, like the fun, like the cute ones, not the scary ones. I'm not a scary girl. Right. But just the leaves as well. Fall is like one of my favorite seasons. So seeing the leaves change and getting like these beautiful colors, I just am upset before it becomes absolutely desolate and like the trees are bare and the sky is gray.
Yeah.
Right.
Classic.
Yeah.
This weekend I went and drove around through the mountains,
Mhm.
and the colors were beautiful. And I blared do you do this? I blared the heat and I put the windows down because it's like crisp
100%.
air.
Right.
Oh my word. Wow. Like heaven on earth
Right.
moment. So
Right.
good.
That's such a good fall vibe, is
Yes.
cranking up the heater and putting the
Mhm.
windows down.
Yeah, that would be like in my top 3 for sure. And then like, a good like harvesty playlist on Spotify.
Harvest?
Harvest. I mean, okay, there's this one that I listen to and it's called like, I don't know what it's called. It's called Harvest something. And it's amazing. It's so good. And I just blare that, and
You'll have to send it to me, because as of now, it sounds like it would be like a playlist of like hymns or something.
no, it's not
Or like
him.
folklore.
It's like yeah, I don't even know any of the artists on there, but sorry.
It's very indie, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's good. It's like mellow, peaceful, fall vibes.
All right. I'm down for the mellow, peaceful vibes.
Yeah, it's great.
All right. Well, hope everyone participates in the fall festivities.
Yes.
It's a
Go to a
blast
pumpkin
to have.
patch, drink
Yeah.
apple cider. I almost said apple cider vinegar. That's gross.
No.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
But enjoy all the pumpkin-y things.
Yeah.
We love it.
We'll see you next month for another edition of the Sunday Edit.
Bye-bye.